Hello everybody and welcome back to Sagevivor Season 6 Retribution. In the last episode we had our demerge. This episode we spun the wheel again to see what twist we're going to have and what kind of crazy stuff is going to go down. We landed on Season 2 this time, which means all 12 of them are going to Tribal Council. Not 12, there's only 11. I'm sorry, I lied to you. All 11 of them are all going to Tribal Council together. The two people that get the majority votes are going to go into an instant duel where one of them will come back into the game. We saw this earlier in the game with Chelsea and Dave. We're seeing it now in the merge. Jury has not started yet. Jury doesn't start until next round. So there's lots of tea to spill. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Friendly reminder, if you have not already, smash the like button for me to show you support with this series and consider subscribing. It not only helps me, but it helps out the future cast of Sagevivor. Here's also the trust rankings going into the episode. So there you go. That's the tea. Let's jump into it.
Hello, Sagevivor, Dex here. Video confessional. Let me put it over there real quick. With the video confessional. So basically, a lot has happened. Blueberry was voted out tonight, and we made him pre-jury, gagged us a lot. Not him. It was a lot of. So I was able to keep my extra vote, and this round it's a double tribal. So people with the two highest votes go into like the brawl to come back in the Redemption Island brawl. The way I see it, I have the votes. Me, Luke. So we decided to stay strong. Me, Lucas, and Casper stay strong. Aside from the mess that happened, we did stay strong, and we were able to get out Blueberry. I mean, it was a little hectic, but Blueberry got caught being a little bit messy, not too much. The way how I was ready to switch it to AJ, and I would have burned my extra vote to get out AJ. Honestly speaking, yeah, I just like why lie? I feel so fucking bad for Blueberry because I felt like Blueberry would have wanted to work with me, and I wanted to work with him too, but it was just like, oh. And I'm looking at it now like, Gary, babe. What the fuck, Gary? You brought up my name as a joke. Everything got outed right then and there. Sourberry went home in a unanimous vote. I feel kind of bad. Moving on. We merged. We did demerge now. We're back. Blueberry did a few shout out, like subliminals and stuff like that. He called Lucas boring. Don't trust Lucas, and then he tried to call us out and say that he tried to call us out saying that how me, Casper, and Lucas were like all in cahoots. First of all, not to totally gag Blueberry and to talk about he right, but he was right. He was right. Like, Blueberry was fucking right, okay? Blueberry was right. We are definitely in fucking cahoots. We've been in cahoots since the since the Ghoul Tribe. We have been in fucking cahoots. Me and Casper been in cahoots since day fucking one. And I know a lot of things like came up, a lot of questions of loyalty, mainly coming from my POV. I did question like a lot of people's loyalty. So with that being said, for me, I was just like, ow. We got Blueberry, we got our Sourberry. I kind of feel so bad because I literally last minute of everything, everybody went fucking silent. I was ready to save Blueberry. I really was. I should have done it. It's not that, and I didn't trust him, but I didn't know that nobody else trusted him either. The way they made it seem, and I'm kind of wary about that. But the people with the two highest votes. So what I'm thinking of what we do, what me, Casper, and Lucas should do, the three of us, since the two people with the most highest votes go, technically, me, Casper, and Lucas, we're 5 full votes. Because me and Casper both use our extra votes on one person to really blindside and send the fuck out. And hopefully they don't come out and win the challenge, we would be, I think we would be fine. I know it's late in the game. I'm about to start sending YouTube clips because I'm trying to do like multiple videos all at once, and even with Discord Nitro, I can't send over like a longer period of time videos. And then when I try to record it through via Discord on my phone, it's like fucking low. But so this challenge we got right now is called the challenge we got now is called, I don't know, Eat, Pray, Love, some shit. I forgot. But I just hope nobody attacks me. Nobody attacks me. Also, I like how Blueberry started an alliance chat with Casper and Lucas and left me out of it like boop. Babe. The gag. You gagged me. I kind of, I told, well, so yeah, also, y'all, confession besties. We confronted Gary. My nose kind of dry. Oh God. We confronted Gary about saying what he said as a joke. He said, "Oh, the Casper tell you about?" I said, "No." Funny thing about it, I did not hear from Casper. I heard it from some. I didn't even know Casper knew. Like, no tea, no shade. I didn't even know Casper knew. Which is kind of crazy and wild. So like, this game is just getting all messy and kind of clusterfuck. But honestly, the way Casper was speaking, because he talked about, we could just blindside Brandon and stuff like that. I'm wary about that alliance, and I want to take a shot at that said alliance. No tea, no shade. I want to take a shot at that alliance. I'm not letting that alliance get far in this fucking game. If it was up to us, I want Nicole or Andy, most likely. I want them out. Like, I want them gone in the next tribal council when it comes to doing that fucking challenge. Like, I want the votes on Andy. We're gonna try to put a blind on Andy. So that's like my plan. Try to go into this next tribal council, depending, obviously pending if Andy don't win immunity, of course. So that's just my course of action.
It's Dirk just been finding a hard time taking a second to make this confessional video, so I'm gonna make it Caleb style while I am on the road, but I'll be paying attention, don't worry. I am going to do an interview in a little bit. That's why I got my hair slicked back and stuff. But yeah, so this round, 2 people are going into the duel. I am immune for the first time, like, in a while. I'm not usually very good at challenges, so it feels good to be immune. And 2 people going in is getting messy. I told pretty much everybody that I want Knight to go in, because Knight pretty much ignores me all the time. Like, I'm sure he's a cool guy, but like, our DMs are so dry. Like, and then I just see him chatting up a storm in the tribe chat. I don't know, but I'm getting more pushback on Knight than I thought. Seems like people are more connected than I had realized or hoped. The other names going around looks like Brandon. Like, everybody wants Brandon pretty much. If Brandon can beat Knight in the duel and come back, I would love that, because I didn't vote for him, so he'll hopefully be willing to work with me if he comes back. But I also keep hearing whispers of Gary going, because I keep hearing people want somebody in there that is going to beat Brandon in the challenge, because they just do not want Brandon to come back. But I just really hope Knight goes, because I really don't want... I mean, somebody's going to tell him that I was pushing his name, so I'd rather not have somebody in the game that knows that I voted for him. They're probably not going to want to trust me, at least not very long, if we do make up. But hopefully it just goes the way I want. Yeah, I think that is about it. I know that I'm voting for Knight. Like, in our alliance with me, AJ, Andy, and Gary, we talked about 2 of us voting Knight, 2 of us voting Brandon. So that's already 2 on Knight. Lucas says he'll vote night. Nicole said she'd vote night, but then told AJ she'd rather vote Brandon. I thought we had a closer relationship that she could just tell me that. I would have been fine with it, but we move. Anyway, it's at least 4 votes on night, and it looks like that is all we need, is at least 4 on the 2 people that we want to go in, and no problem getting votes on Brandon. So hopefully everything goes according to plan, and then we move on to the next round and try to make things a little cozier.
Hey guys, so we are facing another tribal in a little while. Yeah, it has been sort of messy, rather messy, I guess. Pretty much, I think like half the tribe get thrown out at some point this morning. I know my name was up there a lot. It was Brandon, me, Knight, and a little bit of Vincenzo. Yeah, so I don't know. But, it's sort of migrated back to Knight and Brandon. I will be voting Brandon, simply because I sort of refused to vote Knight. I told him I wouldn't vote him, and I'm going to stick to that. And yeah, so it kind of stinks. I don't want him to go, but I almost actually volunteered to be voted because it's the S2 twist, so it's like a battle match, basically. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's going to be the stick thing. I did a practice stick thing today. I did pretty good, but I don't think it's going to be that, so I'm not going to volunteer myself. And Nicole and Casper were very adamant that I don't do that. And I guess Andy didn't want that either, so yeah, I can't just throw myself in there and make something happen, but yeah. So don't really have a whole lot, I guess, to add to this. Should be Knight, should be Brandon. I'm pulling for, I mean, I like both of them, but I'm pulling for Knight to win. Kind of stinks because Dirk is definitely targeting him too. Yeah, so I don't know. The next couple rounds are going to be a disaster. I think everybody is really sort of tight with everybody, so I don't know like what's going to happen. Like today, Lucas told me, what did he tell me? Basically, I was trying to say that like we don't want to ruffle feathers and just sort of get through this. Doesn't really matter how we get to like the end game, as long as we get there together, was sort of my pitch. But he said something about wanting to go deep with me, AJ, Dirk, and then Casper, of all people. So that's kind of cool, because I like Casper a lot. So hopefully he's being honest with me. He didn't mention Dex, which is kind of weird, because he definitely ran and told Dex stuff last round. So I don't know if that's an intentional omission or if he's just trying to. I don't know. I don't know what the play is, but yeah. Also, I did confirm that we have 5 shards between me, Dirk, Andy, and AJ. So we are 1 away from 2 idols. And Nicole has 1, so I'm hoping maybe I can convince somebody to go in with Nicole, like Andy. Actually, I might try to do that, see if Andy will go in. We'll see what happens, but yeah, that's sort of where I am at the moment. We'll see what happens. That's all.
Alright, update for the day. This tribal is nuts. oh my god, it's driving me insane. So, challenge was pretty fun. I actually did a lot better than I thought I did. Looks like my strategy of hiding for as long as possible paid off. Although, when it comes to like the final showdown, I should have attacked Amanda in hindsight instead of Tony. But I love Dirk, so I'm not sour Dirk won. I know I'm safe with Dirk. But still, it's big. So close. But, yeah, this is an interesting twist where the people with the 2 most votes go into a battle, one of them comes back, one of them is gone. Because normally it's just like, oh, whoever gets the most votes, you're gone. But now it's like, you not only have to worry about who gets the most votes, but you have to worry about, okay, where are some stray votes going, and are they going on me enough to put me in that battle with the person getting the most, or are they going to be on somebody I'm close to, or are they going to be on somebody random? You don't know. So it has been a mess all day. Ay, ay, ay. So first, Brandon comes to me in a panic, saying that his name is out there, he knows it's out there, and he wants to get the votes off of him. So I like Brandon, so I thought, okay, well, what do you suggest? So he suggested that he wanted to go for Gary, which Gary's my number 1, so, but he doesn't need to know that, so I'm like, totally not upset with that. And then I mentioned Knight because when I talked to Dirk, who I really trust and who does want to work with me, he suggested Knight. And I know Brandon suggested Knight when we were on Split Tribes. So I was like, that might be the perfect compromise. Much as I love Knight, this might be able to get him off Gary's back. But instead, because Brandon wanted his name to not be said, he decided to, well, basically take my advice and split the votes between Knight and Gary. Because, yeah, he wanted to go for Gary, but I was like, let's go for Knight. And then he was like, oh, well, it's a top 2. And I was like, well, then just split them between the 2. And he said, that's a great idea. I'm going to get that out there. And so that's where we are. So he started spreading Gary's name a lot. And me and Casper obviously heard, and we're like, Gary, man, emergency. But good news is that apparently Brandon's been making a lot of people mad with how much he's spreading names between Gary and Knight. So pretty much the majority of votes are staying on Brandon as of right now. So that's where the majority one is going. Now, as for the second majority, it's been between Gary, Knight, and Vincenzo apparently was mentioned at one point. I don't even know who mentioned it. It was like a brief in passing kind of nod. That was about it. So I love Gary. I really like Knight. I'm not lying tonight when I say I do want to work with them, and I did tell the truth. I didn't cast a vote on them. My vote is on Brandon. Didn't lie about that. But if AJ is correct, the votes are going to be mostly on Brandon, which is where my vote is, and secondly on Knight. Because he really didn't want the votes to be on Gary. He preferred Knight. So I hate that, but I'm just hoping Knight wins the challenge and comes back. Like, I feel so bad. But there's not really like a good option to go in, because it's not like you can say, oh, this person's been a challenge beast, let's put them in, they'll win and come back. Because the thing is we don't really have a standout challenge beast right now, and even if we did, all it takes is one challenge that you're just not good at and it's not up your alley, and you're gone. So nobody wants to risk that. Like, Gary volunteered. He's like, hey, I can go into the battle. But me and Casper were like, no. Doesn't matter if you practice, like, we're not risking you. We love you. So, yeah, just, it's stressful, man. That, and I am on where I placed last time, so I just want to get past this cursed placement. Like, please, just let me beat my placement. That's all I ask.
So number one is Andy. She is basically someone that I'm getting along with. She's been all over the place with me, and and that's all in a good way. That's basically it. Number two, I don't know, it's just something with Dirk that I just enjoy. This guy is just so fun, and just the person I would get along with in any day of the week. I don't know. The only thing that puts Dirk at number 2 and Andy number 1 is that Andy has shown way too much interest in wanting to work with me. I don't know. But if I need someone to like bail me out, I feel like Andy's going to be the one that does it more than Dirk would. So, yeah. Even though it sounded like Dirk would be number 1 in any other situation with this. Nicole is number 3. The thing about Nicole, she didn't talk to me that much, but I still feel very good about Nicole. Number 4 is Vincenzo. Even though I was partnered with him for the comp, I don't know if I could trust him completely. He's a nice guy, but I don't know if I can seriously work with him yet. So, it's not there yet. And number 5 is Brandon. There's nothing wrong with Brandon. It's just that I don't know if he's being suspicious with me or not. I don't know if he's being real with me, and it's so hard to tell. That's basically the reason why he keeps ending up at the bottom. I just don't know if he's really with me or not. He hasn't shown anything with me, really.
Last round.
And that's basically it. So that's it.
Gary joked about voting for Dex. I don't know how serious he was about it, or if it was just a joke. He told that to Casper. Casper did not agree immediately. He also told AJ about it. Then AJ told me, and then Gary himself told me about it. We were all voting for Blueberry. Blueberry threw my name to AJ. AJ also told me. We kinda got paranoid. I told Dex that Gary joked about voting for him, and Dex confronted Gary. And now Gary suspects it was me. And I found out about Dex confronting Gary through Dirk. He told me about it. He told that Gary said I'm leaking. We're all doing telephone, but I got caught. In this round, Dirk won individual immunity, and we have to vote 2 people out. Those 2 people will battle in a duel, and that's causing a lot of confusion. Some people want to do Brandon or Gary or Knight or Andy. It's a completely mess. Casper remains in the middle. He has good relationships with Dex, with AJ, with Gary, He said his name to me, Dex, and Knight. And Andy, Nicole, and Vincenzo, they are kinda on their own. Dex keeps being messy, and it's a hard tribal because the top two will be voted out. I don't want it to be me, but like I don't know if my name was said as an option. It's hard to tell, but it could have been.
Dex here with a video confessional for the episode. So let's get into it. Dirk won immunity. Congratulations to Dirk. So now this is the predicament. So this twist is the little, I guess we're gonna call it the redemption twist. I guess two people with the most highest votes get voted out, and they go head to head, and they want them to come back in. Right. Now, so the initial thing is, right, talking to Dirk, the immunity winner, which I'm pretty sure everybody is, but Dirk is my voice memo buddy, so that's what we do, is some voice memos back to back. We decided, well, not we, but we were like running through the votes. He said he heard Brandon's name, which is probably dumb, but it's Brandon, so at this point, I'm not ready to see Brandon go. Brandon is my guy. I'm not trying to have it come off sketch that I'm working with Brandon. Of course I'm gonna agree with Dirk, and I don't have that relationship with Brandon like I do, not Brandon. I don't have that relationship with Dirk like I do Lucas. Like Lucas, I will talk to everything with, and then also Casper, but that's different. That's a whole different story. So Dirk wants to. He said he heard Brandon's name, which he probably did from somebody, but he also brought up a side name just to me. He brought up Knight's name. I'm looking at it like, okay, Dirk, not too much, because now you naming not one but two of my allies now. Like, granted, I have no problem voting out Brandon or Knight, to be honest. But there are other people I personally would rather see go. Like these fucking variables that I don't know where the fuck their head is. It's just like, I can't. I don't know where you are, where your head is about for a vote. We never once talked game about the vote, so I know you're not with me. Vince, I saved before, so I mean, Chelsea went, but that's a whole. Obviously, Chelsea was gonna go because Chelsea, girl, bye. So, right, we have Andy, Nicole, and Vince. Those three variables, I don't fucking know. They're not with me. So I know for a fact they're really not with me because I haven't really spent much time with them in this game for them to be with me, right? However, Dirk did tell me some nice, helpful information that I guess if it had come down to it between Knight and Brandon, they would have no problem voting Brandon over Knight because they probably like Knight more. And the fact that Brandon almost, well, then again, that tribal with Chelsea, that was with Knight. That was with Knight and Blueberry. That's different. Yeah. So the way I'm looking at it is like, bitch. One thing about two things for certain, I refuse. Y'all not gonna have y'all cake and eat it too, because ain't no way I'm gonna let y'all send out both my allies, both Brandon and Knight. Sorry, Dirk. Choose one. And it seems like it's gonna be on Brandon. That is fine. If I had it my way, I would want to target somebody in that 4 that Lucas told me about. That being AJ, Gary. Even though I said Andy's a non-variable, but apparently Andy's part of a 4. Andy, Gary, AJ, and Dirk. Like, yeah, I would talk to one of you motherfuckers, honestly. But I have a good repertoire with Dirk, even though he's immune. But I still have good. Like, I would keep Dirk, but like, I would want to get rid of one of his other allies first, at the chance of them not coming back. That's what I would do. I don't want the chance of them coming back and potentially trying to come for my ass, because that's not what it's given. That's not what it gave. Fuck you. So yeah, thinking about this vote, the way I see this vote happening, I'm trying to I want Brandon to stay, right? So I'm thinking about sending someone who isn't really good at the challenges, right? Because if the vote seems to be on Brandon, right? But see, if there's a way I can fucking manipulate this in a way, I'm not trying to do too much because I've been doing good thus far. The only time I ever received votes was the fucking Amber vote off, and that was it. So I'm trying to do just good. Everybody really likes me the way. So I've been told by multiple different people they have nothing bad to say about me. Duh, bitch, because I'm in cahoots with almost everybody, but I'm not doing too much. I'm doing just enough to stay on the fucking low. Like the fuck, I've been rolling with Casper and Lucas since day fucking one in this fucking game, since I got with them. So and every time a trial swap happens, I wind up being with them. So granted, I never got a chance to stand alone on my 2 feet, so I had to stand on 1 foot with them and then 1 foot other relationships, trying to navigate through it. So where do we go from here? I want Brandon to come back. So the way I'm trying to see it, if Dirk, AJ, and them vote off Brandon, they throw their votes on Brandon. Ain't no way they're gonna leave the vote up to 1 vote onto Brandon. And that'd be stupid, right? To pile all the votes on Brandon. That's not happening. I'm not letting that happen. I am sending Vince's ass into elimination right along with Brandon, and I hope and pray to God Brandon pulls out the win. If we get the votes together, I'm gonna let Dirk know that Brandon's the vote, because Brandon thinks that Brandon and Knight is going. No, bitch. I'm sorry, Dirk. I love you and all, but no, that is not happening. That is not good for my game. My allies, me shortening my allies, is not good for my game. And on top of that, not to mention, me and Casper still got extra votes. And also, these motherfuckers, and not to mention, AJ still has 2 idol pieces, and Gary also has an idol piece. By this time, they probably flown the fucking idol by now. And no idol advantages have been played. So it's like, the fuck these motherfuckers got heavy pockets? They feel that safe and secure?
Oh my god. This round is insane. So it's episode 8. We come back from the demerge. Blueberry gets out basically unanimously. Kinda sad, but it had to happen to ensure that I keep at least all my allies who I know will work with me. So Blueberry had to go. So the challenge starts, and what challenge was it? I honestly forgot what challenge it was. By the way, I don't win it, Dirk wins it. Oh, actually no, I don't remember. But Dirk wins the challenge. So he's safe, but honestly I don't even think he was gonna get voted out at all this tribal. So anyways, I wake up and Brandon's name is out there. Which honestly at first I was like, maybe he should stay, cause like the OG gold tribe, or like the post swap, the first swap gold tribe is lost like 3 members in a row. No, 2 members in a row. So a third one wouldn't be the best. So I was like, maybe we should send in Andy in there and maybe get Andy out. But Andy is kind of good at comp, so I was like, maybe we just send like Vince or something. But then Brandon is like, oh, I heard Gary threw your name out, which I highly doubt, because me and Gary are like in a final 3 with Nicole, and we're kind of locked in with that. And we also like exchange a bunch of information, and he tells me that Dex told him. So I go to Dex, I go to Gary, I tell them what happened. They both confirm that it's a lie. And so Brandon is now my new target. I never really trusted Brandon. I only kept him because 3 gold tribe members wouldn't be good to go back to back. But now I want to send Andy in to ensure that Brandon can go. And also if Brandon stays, he's a shield in the next vote, because he probably goes next vote. And if Andy goes, then that's Andy gone. And that's perfect for me. But I don't know if Andy will be able to go, and if she does, it'll blindside a bunch of people, which might not be the best for me. But I do have an extra vote to maybe mask that, oh no, I voted for Vince or whoever. But we'll see. Hopefully I can send Andy in and come out of it blood free. Because next round I'm planning on blindsiding Dex because he is getting too powerful, and I need to make sure that Lucas and Knight stay on my side more than his side. So hopefully Andy can go, but if not, Brandon going is also fine for me. That's basically it. Hopefully nothing too crazy happens. But yeah.
I have a feeling that I may be one of the people voted out here. If that's the case, I do hope I make it back in.
So there you have it. Ultimately, it was Brandon and Andy who were sent into the challenge together. A complete blindside against Andy, but Brandon did kind of know that his name was out there. In the duel, it ended up being Brandon who lost and was sent home just before the jury, and Andy returned back into the game, kind of reevaluating where the hell she stands and what she was going to do after that. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Sagevivor, and in the next episode, the jury begins. We'll see all the tea in that one, and I love you guys so much. Bye.